What is up, everybody? Tyler Manifest in the building, and I am back with another video. And today we are going to talk about self-discipline. But before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Anything helps. So, help me, help you, and share this video with other people. And, we can all vibe and learn some information. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the subject. So what is self-discipline? Google's definition of self-discipline is the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. So for me, it's doing what's best for you and ignoring instant gratifications, because you know that in the long run, you're going to gain a lot more. And instant gratifications is usually the bad habits that keep you from getting to your goals. It's what you do in that moment that makes you feel good. Every time you do it, your brain releases a feel-good chemical like dopamine or serotonin, and your body recognizes that. And so whenever you feel like you need to feel good, your body makes you think like, hey, let's do that other thing that made us feel good. But you gotta get your mind out of that. You have to make your mind get gratification out of something else that's actually going to benefit you. So why is self-discipline important? So the reason it's important is because usually we all have goals. We have goals throughout the day, for the week, month, year. The big end goal, it's always goal. It's always goals that we're trying to accomplish. But usually the things that we want to accomplish the most is the hardest with an unfocused mind. So self-discipline is really to just help you stay on point and stay focused so that you can accomplish what you need to accomplish. So I'm going to talk about how to be self-disciplined and what steps you need in order to become self-disciplined. First thing you need to do is mentally prepare yourself. You need to talk to yourself and tell yourself, we're not doing this anymore. These bad habits that's keeping us from being the best person that we can be, we're not doing it. We're about to cut all that out and do the things that we don't want to do, because the things that we don't want to do is going to help us in the future, and we want a better future for ourselves. So you really have to have that conversation with yourself. Don't go to other people to talk about it, because sometimes they can stray you away from it, even if they're not doing it intentionally. So the first thing you need to do is have that conversation with yourself. The second thing you need to do is write down what you want to accomplish, and then write down the habits, the bad habits that you have that you need to cut out of your life. And the purpose of doing that is because if you keep it all inside of your head, it's going to be harder for you to visualize it. So if you have it out, if you write it out on a piece of paper and see this is what we're doing and this is what we're not doing, it's going to be a lot easier for you to stay on track with your goal. And last thing to do is to stick with the plan. And it's like, well, duh, that's the whole point, is to stick to the plan. But I'm going to give you some tips on how to continue to be self-disciplined. Being self-disciplined works different from everybody. Usually it's two ways that people decide to become self-disciplined. One way is either stopping everything right then and there, cutting out all the bad habits, whether it's losing weight, and they just decided, okay, we're going to cut out all junk food, all meats. Or you can do it gradually and say, hey, we're going to cut off chips and junk food first, and then we're going to start making meal plans for ourselves, and then we're going to start cutting out meat, and then we're going to work out. So you can either do it all at once, or you can plan it out for yourself and put it into segments for yourself. It works different for different people. Me personally, I had to do it step by step. I couldn't do it all at once, and usually putting it into segments helps a lot more, because just going cold turkey from your bad habits, you're more likely to go through withdrawal and fall back into those habits. So it's a lot better if you start off small so that your body can start getting used to not doing those bad habits and becoming more self-disciplined. Another thing you can do is set a schedule and set timers. So if you just want to wake up earlier in the morning because you wake up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, it's quarantine, people really don't have a sleep schedule now. So instead of just forcing yourself to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you set an alarm for 9:30 in the morning, and so on and so forth. Or if you don't have a schedule at all and you're just going with the flow and your whole life is just disorganized, you know, you can set schedules and set alarms saying, hey, we're going to do this in the middle of the day to stay productive, and so on and so forth. So set alarms, set schedules, and that can be beneficial as well, because I also had to do that for myself. Something else you can do is positive reinforcements. So let's say you're taking, let's go back to losing weight. Let's say you're taking chips out of your diet. Well, your body is going to want something else to replace that. So find a fruit or vegetable that you really like. Let's say you really like strawberries. Buy you some strawberries. So instead of going to chips, you're eating strawberries instead, because you're still getting something that you like. You're still getting that instant gratification, but that instant gratification is actually beneficial to you in your future. So you could do that. Something else you could do to stay self-disciplined is to stay out of tempting situations. So let's say you have a bad habit of drinking out every weekend. Don't go out with those friends that's going to have you going out every weekend and drinking, you know, or trying to lose weight. Don't go eating out with your friends on the weekend, or don't go to McDonald's. Don't put yourself in situations where you know you're going to want to fall back into those old habits. You have to find your weaknesses. That's why I was saying you have to write out all of those bad things. If you're unaware of what your weaknesses are, you're going to fall back into it. You're not going to be able to stay self-disciplined, and now you can't accomplish your goals. Find your weaknesses. The weaknesses is what's going to hold you back. Last but not least, time and consistency. Is being self-disciplined is not going to be a easy breezy, beautiful cover girl process. It's gonna be hard, especially in the beginning. But you have to realize it takes time to really be self-disciplined in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and it takes consistency. Can't be on and off with it. You might start off like that, but you have to tell yourself we can't do that. That's the whole point of talking to yourself in the beginning, to having that conversation with yourself. So you really need to recognize that it is going to take time, but at the same time you have to be consistent with it. If you're not consistent and you're not patient, you won't be able to stay self-disciplined. So yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thank you for listening. I hope this video helped you. Have a positive and productive day. Thank you.